Hey everyone, it's Representative Jason Probst. I want to apologize for not being able to be there in person today. I was really looking forward to this. Unfortunately, I've come down under the weather this week and haven't been able to get out of the house very much. And I didn't want to risk coming and getting any of you sick because I'm going to need every one of you to vote and to continue to talk to your neighbors and friends and make sure they vote. And we can't have people not able to do that because of health reasons. So, out of an abundance of caution, I decided I would stay home and send this message uh, remotely rather than show up and risk causing any trouble for anyone else. I want to thank Governor Laura Kelly for her appearance tonight and for her support of my campaign. She's been a great ally in my reelection campaign, and I really appreciate her support. But more than that, I think I want to talk a little bit about how important she's been to the state of Kansas. Her fiscal management of our budget and her leadership in making sure that we are adhering to sound financial principles. I don't think that people fully appreciate how important that is. You know, under that guidance from her administration, we've been able to build a surplus in the state. We've been able to restore some funding that had been drastically cut over the previous administration. And we also were able to afford some meaningful tax relief to people in Kansas, such as the getting rid of the income tax on groceries. That's something we needed to do for a long time. And thanks to her leadership, we were able to build a strong enough budget that we're able to eliminate that tax and also reduce some taxes for the rest of working Kansans. And that's what good fiscal management gets you. When you pay attention to the details of the budget, you can provide working Kansans with some meaningful tax relief. And she's been able to do just that. You know, it's really the reason we're gathered here today and the reason we kind of do this work during the campaign season is to make sure that we're spreading our message about what our values are and the importance of voting for those values in the election. And I always tell people that progress doesn't happen on accident, it happens with purpose. And protecting your rights and standing up for your rights cannot be left up to anyone else. No one else has as vested of an interest in protecting your rights as you do. And believe me, and we've seen it time and time again in this state and across the nation, when people decide they don't want to participate, when they decide that it's too much or too hard or it's just not something that they want to deal with, other people do deal with it. And they are more than happy to vote for people who will actively reduce your rights. And one of the things I always talk about after the Roe versus Wade ruling from our current Supreme Court is that it is one of the only times, maybe the only time in US history, where a group of people's rights have contracted instead of expanding. The dream of America is that we grow rights to include more people and to provide more freedoms to more people in this country and in our state. And that ruling made sure that was the first time that I've seen that we actually contracted rights, and people that had rights, women who had guaranteed rights before, suddenly saw those taken away. We protected those in Kansas in 22, August 22, we came out to the vote. But we have to make sure that people understand that issue is on the ballot every election, and it's certainly on the ballot this election. If we are able to break the Republican supermajority, they will not be able to get these bad policies through, and they will not be able to violate your rights without coming up against stiff resistance. We have to make sure that we engage and we participate, and we cannot leave it up to chance for other people to stand up for our rights or do the right thing. It is up to us to make sure we do it. Throughout this campaign, I have owed so much to all of you. Many of you here today have volunteered with my campaign. You've written postcards, you've stuffed envelopes, you've stamped envelopes. My campaign has run on people power. We have employed so many people to do so much work, and I can't thank you enough for that. It's so meaningful to me, and it means so much to see so many people who believe in what I'm trying to do and who trust me to do the right thing by you. But we can't stop right now. We have just a few days left until the election, and they won't stop on the other side, and we can't stop on our side. So I'm asking you in these last few days to Do what you can do to spread the word. You've got to first off make sure you vote. Then you've got to make sure you're talking to people about why they need to vote and the values that matter to them, and make sure we're doing everything we can to get out as many people who share our values to vote, because we can decide our future. We can build the world we want. And the way we do that is by voting and by making sure that people who share the vision of the future with us also go out and vote. Thank you. I appreciate all the work you've done. We're almost there. Let's keep the foot on the gas, make sure we go all the way through the end, and we're ready for a big victory on November 4th. Thank you, and I love you all.